Okie dokie. Thank you for joining me in today's video, in which we are going to be examining some of what I consider to be more of the primary level elements of English. And I say primary level because this is traditionally what we teach here in the United States, our younger grade levels. However, if you're new to English or you're starting to explore the subject material, don't worry, it's all a part of that foundational learning that you do need to acquire in order to advance forward. All right, that being said, I'll stop beating around the bush. We're focusing today on what's called subject and predicate. You'll have to forgive me, I have the hiccups today. All right, now to put it simply, a subject is the part of the sentence that tells who or what the sentence is about. It will occur at the beginning of a sentence in English. It's the focus of that thought. Now, the predicate is the portion of the sentence separate from the subject, which dictates or tells what the subject does or is, okay? We're gonna look at one example sentence, which is the dog barked loudly. I know in this sample sentence that we're talking about the dog. That's our subject, okay? What did the dog do in this case? Excuse me, hiccups. Well, it barked, which is our verb, loudly, which is our modifier. So barked loudly would be included in what's called a complete predicate. So it completes the thought in its entirety. All right, now what we're gonna do together is we're gonna examine each of these 5 sentences. And what we'll need to do together, like I said, is we're gonna have to identify the subject and the predicate. In some cases, we may even look at the S, the V, and the O, which is the subject, the verb, and the object directly, just for practice. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at sentence number 1, which reads, the teacher explained the lesson clearly. What's our subject? What or who are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the teacher. That's our subject. What did they do? What's our verb? They explained. What's the thing that they explained? What's the object of the verb explained? It would be the lesson would be your object, but the complete predicate would be explained the lesson clearly. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and jump to our second sentence, which reads, the children played outside until dark. What's our focus? What's our subject? The children. That's who we're talking about. What did they do? They played. That's your verb. In this case, where did they play? Well, they played outside. When? Until dark. That's your complete predicate. They played outside until dark is your predicate. And again, our subject would be the children. All right, let's move on to sentence number 3. She wrote a letter to her friend. What's our subject in this sentence? She. She's who we're talking about. We don't know her, but we know she is the person we're focused on. What did she do? She wrote. That's your verb. What's the object of what was written? She wrote a letter. That's your object. The complete predicate would be wrote, a letter to her friend. Subject again, she. All right, let's try sentence number 4, which reads, the cat climbed up the tree. What's our subject? The cat. That's what we're talking about. What did it do? It climbed. There's your verb. Where? Up the tree. So, subject, the cat. Predicate, climbed up the tree. Always include that verb in the predicate, okay? Again, it's telling us what the subject does. So that's your clue that it needs to incorporate a verb of some kind. Now, sentence number 5. They visited the museum on Saturday. This one might be a little bit trickier, but our subject is that collective pronoun, they. What did they do? What's the verb? Visited. What's the object of the verb visited? Visited the museum. That's where they visited. Okay, now again, our subject is they. Our complete predicate is visited the museum on Saturday. So always include those modifiers or additional details. All right, now for you at home, what I'd like you to do, or what I would encourage you to do, is please try to create at least 3 of your own sentences. And for each sentence, what I'd like you to do just at the end of it would be to explain explicitly what the subject of that sentence happens to be, what's the verb, and if the verb is transitive, please let me know what the object is of that verb. All right, it'll be good practice. So to summarize, today we reviewed Subject and predicate. Again, the subject, which occurs at the beginning of a sentence, explains who or what the sentence is about, or rather introduces who or what the sentence is about, while the predicate, which is attached directly to that subject, explains what the subject does or it is. All right, hopefully this was helpful to you. If so, please give this video a like, and I would encourage you to subscribe if you'd like to continue to practice with me moving forward. All right, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. Ooh, these hiccups. Ooh.